Yeah, I think we should do that.
If we may, as you think about what you're going to do here, one thing to bear in mind, especially if you're looking at a very aggressive timeline, is your procurement procedures and timelines built into that.
The hire facilitator.
Yeah. So you're saying be done by November, but you might not be awarding a contract until September, October, depending on how clear you get with parameters now and a green
Would be
light.
under, I would assume it would be under
under
the threshold that I
20,
can
right.
approve.
Maybe so.
If we give you the direction that we'd like to
As long as
procure
it's
an
under
outside
25,000, I
facilitator.
can procure it, yeah.
Okay.
Unless the board wants to pick the person. I guess that's what you're getting at.
And I guess what I'm thinking is essentially whatever parameters you do or do not arrive at would be sort of the scope of a contract,
Right.
which would then drive what we submit for request for proposal or not, and would
Okay.
determine the price tag and whether or not it needs to come to a future board meeting.
Well, we create the scope for public forums. Here's what we present. I mean, I think we could,
So
based
I'm-
on what the board,
And I think if it has to go out a month or two extra because of that, that's not because we're dragging our feet or because of we're slowing the process. That's because that's how long the process took. I think there's a
Right.
difference, right?
Well, I would prefer to give the direction that if we're all in agreement as a board, that if it falls under the 25,000, that you're allowed to approve, and that we would say, go ahead and pick that person
okay,
and get the process started. That we wouldn't have to, as long as it fell within
Right.
my approval.
your approvals, that we just make it happen, rather than having to go through lots of formalities, slowing down the process.
Yeah, I want this done, so as soon as possible. We really need to get on this.